functional movement. Today's workout is all about the deep core. Now, if you wonder why in the world are we doing deep core for like a functional movement type of workout, it is because the core has a lot to do with functional movements. So some of your basic functional movements that you do every single day involve the core. So we're going to be focusing in on those. And remember, the core is not just your abdominals. It is actually a lot of different muscle groups put together that make up the core itself. So we're going to be diving into those, which is why you'll probably see some moves in there that do work the glutes or the legs. That's why we're targeting some of those muscles incorporated into the core, okay? Now, I will say, a lot of these moves, we're gonna be working through 360, TVA, and brace work breathing, okay? So if you've never done that before, here is a crash course. If you do not care, if you don't wanna know this, just fast forward to the actual time that the workout starts, okay? Other than that, real quick, so 360 breathing, this is the way that humans are supposed to be breathing no matter what, just because the way that the muscles that actually contribute to respiration should be working. So abdomen, ribs, and back should be expanding, okay? That's your 360 breathing. Now, anytime I say do a good 360 breath, then do your TVA work, that's you exhale. If you do audible, you'll get a little bit more engagement, okay? Lifting the pelvic floor, engaging that pelvic floor, bringing your transverse abdominis, your TVAs in, so tightening like a corset. Then you're gonna zip up that rectus abdominis, okay? So that's the TVA work. Now, if you've never done it before, don't worry. Actually, TVA is one of the first exercises we're gonna be doing in here. Please don't worry if it feels wonky or like you just cannot get it down. It actually takes practice, especially for moms. It gets thrown off. So your breathing overall just gets so thrown off from pregnancy. And oftentimes that means that a lot of these core muscles, especially the deep core muscles like the TVAs and the pelvic floor and the diaphragm, they don't know how to work properly because they have been overstretched or underworked. And because of that, you have to work on it. So please do not hesitate to be like, oh my gosh, this is so frustrating, or I'm not really knowing what I'm doing. It takes time, it takes practice. Anyway, other than that, if you are pregnant and postpartum, please know I want you to look for signs of intolerance throughout this, okay? So any coning, doming, bulging, or even a sinking in along your midline here, I need you to regress the move or stop doing it altogether, okay? I will give modifications as well so that you know what you can do if you do have any of that going on. Other than that, if you're pregnant and lying on your back bothers you, just throw a pillow, a rolled up towel, a Bosu ball, a blanket, something underneath your upper back just to be able to elevate you a little bit. Other than that, woo, there is no equipment needed for today's workout unless you absolutely want to use some. That's totally up to you. But let's go ahead and dive on in to today's workout. All right, so like I said, we're doing a lot of floor work today. So we're actually gonna start on our backs and we're gonna do some of that TVA work that I discussed. So if you're pregnant postpartum, I want you to come to the side first and then roll over instead of just going back. If you're not either of those, you have no intolerance in your core, then go ahead and just lay back. So for TVA breath work, like I said, it's that good 360. As you exhale, you are lifting that pelvic floor. Picture the front of your pelvis and the back of your pelvis coming together, or think of like you're picking up a tissue, okay? It's flat and you pick it up and it comes to a point. Not that that's what your pelvic floor does, but just think of that. And then you're bringing your TVAs in like a corset and you're zipping it all up. Rotate that pelvis, okay? I want it a little bit flat on the back, on the ground here, okay? I want your back a little bit flat on the ground here. That's what I'm trying to say. My speaking has just been so off today, so we're gonna have fun with this one, okay? So TVA breath work, let's go ahead and come on down here for me. Ready? Big inhale. Fill up those lungs, let your belly, your ribs, and your back expand. On the exhale, I want you to really make that audible and engage, okay? And then rebreathe. When you inhale, I want you to think about pushing that low back further into the ground. Glutes are relaxed, quads are relaxed. Exhale, lift that pelvic floor. Bring your TVAs in as if the hips are coming to each other. All right, and then slight crunch. Not a big one, where your ribs are coming down to the top of your hips. Reset, relax. Now, coming up, we are going to be doing bracing, okay? So very same thing. You're gonna exhale exhale, but you're gonna hold this contraction and do little breaths, okay? Almost there. 2, 1, let's reset. Roll that pelvis just a little bit. Big inhale for me. Now let's exhale. Go as far as you can and contract as much as you can. Hold that contraction. Do not let go. Little inhale. Exhale, keep the contraction. Inhale, exhale, keep the contraction. I need you to focus on keeping this, okay? Bracing is actually one of the ways that you should be not holding your breath, but engaging your core during moves instead of how some people will hold their breath to get through a move. You should never hold your breath to get through a move. That's actually gonna damage your pelvic floor, especially as moms. We don't want that. If you need to reset, relax and reset, do it, okay? I challenge you to do this one over and over again just to see if you can hold it a little bit longer each time, but that's all you're doing. You're holding this contraction and taking those little breaths. We're gonna go into a glute bridge, then a glute bridge march, okay? 1, 1, and 5. Keep going if you need to. Reset, and hold. Get ready, relax, rotate that pelvis. We're going up, glute bridge 1, slow the descent down, tap, shoot it right back up, hold here, give me march, and then lower, go back up. You're repeating, bridge, down, bridge, march, to march. Now, if you can flex your toes, meaning pull them back towards your shin as you do this move, it's actually going to engage that deep core just a little bit more, okay? So keep your core nice and engaged here. I do not want your pelvis to weeble wobble as you go up and down, especially as you're up here doing the march. If the march is throwing you off, come down from the bridge and then just do the march right here, okay? Totally okay to do. If your shoulders are shooting up, your quads are taking over, and we do not want that, all right? So the next thing you're gonna do is going to be called fallouts, all right? So you're gonna rotate your pelvis, not yet, you're almost there, in 2, 1, go ahead, rotate your pelvis right where you are, you're not getting up. Lift a leg, let it fall out. This leg stays still, it does not move. Exhale and engage here, then go back out. We're doing one side, look at the other side, and when we're done with this, I told you it's going to be interesting with my words today. All right, keep those toes flexed back for me. Now, if you want to challenge, bring it up just like this and hold here. You can also extend one leg out. Give it a little bit more work here. You can also hold a light dumbbell and do the opposite arm at the same time. If you need to modify it even more, you're just going to let it drop out and pull it on in without that foot leaving the ground, okay? And we're just gonna go to the other side here in about 15 seconds, okay? What I need you to do is keep that low back flat against the ground. Again, the leg that's over here does not move and this hip does not come off the ground. If you start to come off the ground, plant that hip down and that's as far as you can go. Exhale, bring it up. We're going to the other side, ready? Let's go, right here. Out. Bring it in. Think about your hips, okay? Right here. Think about as it's falling out, you're gonna exhale and picture this hip over here coming in to meet the other hip, okay? Not that that's actually what happens, but just think about it because that's how your TVAs, those transverse abdominis muscles, are working here, okay? Good job. We're gonna go to a dead bug next. That's our next move. We're gonna do it for 30 seconds full out, then we're gonna reverse it for 15 seconds, and then hold it for 15 seconds. And we're gonna focus on just one side, all right? Just one side. We'll get the other side when we repeat. And your back flat against the ground here, all right? You are not looking behind you, you're looking straight up or slightly at an angle in front of you. Keep those legs up if you have them up. If not, bring them up here. Slightly pull over right here. You're doing opposite. Opposite. Right here. One side. One side. Now what we're going to do at 30 is you're actually going to relax completely down. Right here. And then you're going to come up and down. All right. Instead of starting up and going out, you're starting out and going in. And 5. Okay. Ready, get set, and let's go right here. Now, if you need to modify this move, this is way too much, just showing signs of intolerance, bring this leg up and tap the knee slightly. You can also bring both in and just tap the knee here, or just go back to those marches in general, one side, okay? Now, go ahead and hold this dead bug right here for me. Hold it, hold it, hold it. I don't want you to move. I want you right here. We're gonna go to the other side. In 2, 1, switch it out for me. Other side, opposite, opposite. I need that back drilled into that ground here, okay? I need you to create that brace that we practice. If you're able to do it, do it. If not, that's okay. Reset if you need to. I need that core engaged. Any signs of an intolerance? I want you down here. I want you down here. We're gonna go in less than 10 to that reverse. All right, that's where you lay flat out and you bring it in instead of going out. Get ready for 2, for 1. Lay it out for me and bring it in. It is a slight crunch and then you're down. Slight crunch and then you're down, all right? I need your core engaged here. I do not want your ribs to flare out when you go out. I want them to stay locked down, okay? Now again, modify if you need to. Either keep one leg up, one leg out, or both legs out. We are going up and hold right here for me. You're almost there, you're almost there. I need you to keep going, keep pushing. Keep breathing, you're almost there, and go ahead, bring it on down for me. A couple ways you can do this next one is a kick out. You're going kicking out, dropping it down, pulling it in, and repeating right here. One side only. I need your core nice and engaged. Your back is completely flat against the ground. I will show you how you can advance this and modifications. So a modification for this is going to be called a heel slide. You're going to slide it out, exhale and drag it in. One side only. We're going to get the other one here coming up soon. To advance this move, both legs are up, toes are flexed. All right, we're working one side. We're working one side. I need that back flat for me. Get that back flat. There you go. Now again, you can be right here if you need to. It does not touch the ground. It hovers and comes back up. And we're gonna switch it out. Let's go. Switch it out. I need your gaze to be directly above you or slightly at an angle in that back, okay? I don't want you flaring that neck out. So again, ribs are down. They are brought slightly towards the tops of your hips. All right, your back is flat against the ground. All right, I need you to engage. If you're able to keep a brace throughout the entire move, keep a brace. You're kicking out, you're going down, keep your toes flexed for me, okay? What we're gonna do after this is we're actually gonna go into a side plank. You're just gonna do a lift, and then we'll hold at the very end. There we go, there we go. Keep pushing, keep breathing, modify if you need to. Breathe through it. Back is flat against the ground. The foot that's working, I need those toes flexed. You're almost done. We're gonna go to a side plank. All you're doing is coming up here, and you're gonna give me some lifts. 2, 1, right here. Lift it up, lift it down. Now, if you need to modify this move, you're gonna come down. You have a couple different ways. Basic modification right here, all right? Nice, simple, easy. If you need a little level up, kick one leg out right here. Another way, right here. All right, then you can either, I like to put one foot here just for like a little bit more stability, or you can stack. Completely up to you, totally, whatever feels good to you. Your elbow or hand, depending on which one you're using, needs to be underneath your shoulder, okay? I need you to engage, really engage doing that TVA breath work before you lift. That preps your pelvic floor. It will thank you later. Slow, shoot it up. And we're gonna hold right here. Hold. Now I need your ribs to not be flaring out. Bring them back down towards the tops of your hips. We're gonna switch to the other side. 2, 1, go ahead and go. Now you can just simply flip over. I'm going completely to the other side. That way, as you know, if you've watched my other workouts, you don't have to see my bum. All right. There we go. Down slow, shoot it straight on up. You can advance this by holding a weight here. You're doing great. Keep going. After this, you only have 2 moves left. All right, and they don't repeat. They are not unilateral. They are just one and done. All right. Good job. Breathe for me. We're gonna hold in 3, in 2, and 1. Lock it up and hold it. Make sure your ribs are not flaring out. Hips are stacked, not rolling forward, not rolling back. You're gonna come up onto your knees. Let's go. Come on up. You have reverse Russian lean. All right, right here. Board in front, board in back. You're going back as far as you possibly can, bringing it up. What I mean by board in front, board in back, you're not leaning. I mean, you're not dipping your hips. You're not arching. You're not rounding. Notice how I'm not sitting down to my hips. I'm simply leaning back. All right? Now, if you need to, if this is as far as you can go, this is as far as you can go, and that's A-okay. Work your way up. All right? Totally okay. If you want to, act like you're pulling a rope to help you get back up. Engage that core. Keep it nice and still, nice and engaged. All you're gonna do, you're gonna stay here for the next move. You're just gonna drop your feet. Meaning you're just gonna rest them on the ground. 2, 1, drop them. Give me a nice good hinge. Right here. There you go. Now, if you wanted to use weight for this one, you'd hold one at your chest, or you're gonna hold it out. All right? But make sure core is engaged. Rotate that pelvis. Core is nice and engaged. You're sticking it back as if you have a small little stool back here that you're trying to tap with your hips. With your glutes, sorry. You are not sitting down. All right, I'm gonna challenge you here. 2, 1, I want you to load it on down for me. Now come up half, go down. Half, go down. There we go. Yes, yes, yes. Push, mama. Right here. We're pulsing it out. We're not standing all the way back up. I need you to really force those hips back. I need those glutes to lengthen. Let's go, mama. Push for me. You're doing awesome. You're doing great. You're almost done. This whole workout is almost complete. Keep pushing for me. Fight for it. Ready? And relax. Woo! That is it. So, there is no stretching for this one this time because we did a little bit more of like a, not really strength, but I guess we could call it strength. More of a strength building one. So make sure that you stretch. All right, always cool down your muscles, stretch them out before you actually sit down and relax. Okay, other than that, thank you so much for being here, for working out with me, for pushing through this one. And I hope to see you right back here for our next workout together. Have a great day, night, week, weekend, whenever it is for you. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you very soon.